What are we doing here? Like, why? We're talking about the coach of the best team in New South Wales, and we're trying to figure out how he's thinking. And we're projecting like he's worried, or he's got this gut intuition, or and now the more and more decisions that get made, I think we need to reach the conclusion that he just doesn't know what he's doing. The only way New South Wales win this game is with star power. So whoever the stars are, no matter what injuries they've had, bring him in. So yes, we've got to bring in Latrell Mitchell. Yep. I also think we need to bring in Tom Trbojevic. We need to bring in anyone who can break a game open. Strange, Olakau'atu, Latrell Mitchell, Tom Trbojevic. Welcome back to another episode of Rugby League Forever's podcast, brought to you by Bet365 Injury Protection. If your player goes down before half time, your odds for your same game multi and multi are recalculated, keeping your bet alive. Well, if we haven't met before, my name is Alex, also known as NRL Soapbox. I'm joined by my mate Les here today. We're going to be breaking down one of the most tragic, horrific, despicable origin performances we've seen from a New South Wales side, as well as dissecting why Queensland's brilliance once again triumphs. So you might be wondering why my co-host Alex isn't here today. That's because he's too important. I couldn't make it for this episode. I care about you guys. I'm here. Les is here. I won't say any more, though, because Alex does sign my paychecks. So over to you, Les. What a game last night, mate.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate. Obviously, the result, New South Wales not getting the job done. But it does make things a little bit more interesting. We're going to a decider, which is really good to see. Mm-hmm. Let's start off with New South Wales, mate. Obviously, started off the game really well. I actually thought we threw Queensland off guard a little bit just with how we started. Played a little bit of footy, which we didn't do in game one. What was your thought on the start of the game, particularly that first 20 minutes for New South Wales?
Yeah, so I was feeling pumped. I saw Teddy running, Teddy must have taken like 5 or 6 runs through the middle. He was looking amazing. I thought, we've got it. We always start slow. Finally, we're in Melbourne. We've remembered how to win Origin matches. And then it's almost like all the attention went into, hey, let's not have a bad start. And no attention went into, hey, how do we win this game? So what did I make of it? I was very proud of the first 20 minutes. And then what the hell happened? That's what I'm asking. It's like, where did this game go? We just gave away, blew it. We actually blew it. We had the momentum. We had the dominance. We had everything going in our favor. And then we just absolutely just capitulated. And again, like I said, we decided, okay, it's like Laurie said, let's make sure we own this first 20 minutes. And then there was no strategy for the rest of the game.
Yeah, 100%. And, with New South Wales, obviously a lot of focus was on Moses and how he was going to perform in this game, how he was going to perform at the number 6. I just feel like him and Cleary, even though we pay a lot of attention to that 2023 grand final when Jack Cogger gets onto the field and, Nathan Cleary does get freed up. He starts to play a bit more of a second fiddle type of role. And he plays one of his best games that we've ever seen from Nathan Cleary. Yep. I feel like we're so attached to that moment that we've tried to recreate it on the rep scene. Mm-hmm. I think we've tried to do that here with Mitch Moses. And
that's good insight.
I don't think it gels well.
So, yeah, okay. Tell me what your thoughts are on that Moses-Cleary combination.
I just feel like we got what we wanted from Moses in that first 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. He played a bit of football, right? Yeah. He was playing footy on that edges. He was getting the ball out to Cooler. Cooler started to look really dangerous in that first 20 minutes. But I sort of agree with you that after the first 20, I think it's a little bit as well because Moses is a bit underdone. Mm-hmm. I think that he's come into this game genuinely underdone.
Yeah.
Not playing footy for a couple months. I think that after that first 20, a little bit of the fatigue played in. I think he's still injured too. Yeah. Stopped kicking as well after about 30 minutes.
Yeah, too. I noticed that. Yeah.
And Cleary had to do a majority of the kicking. It became predictable. And unfortunately, Queensland just got on top of us at that stage. But
yeah, mate. So that's where I'm like, anyone who's been listening and following us for a little while knows I've been making a massive case for Ethan Strange. Yep. And I understood it wasn't a diabolical decision to choose Mitch Moses, but I did say they're two similar style players. Like they're both generals. They both got a strong kicking game. They've both got a strong running game. Where's the variety? And you need a bit of X factor. You need a bit of unpredictability, which Strange would have given us in spades. And you're right. It's like the game plan got predictable. Like they knew what we were going to do. Clearly, Moses didn't have the juice in his legs and the match fitness and the recent form to justify being in that position. I've seen some people online slam Moses. It's not really his fault that we lost. He certainly wasn't our worst performer by a long shot. But imagine now everyone can see what we actually already saw. There's already evidence that Strange should have been our number 6. We've seen it. We've seen what he can do, and we saw it again last night.
Yeah, 100% we did. Yeah. I think the big thing as well for New South Wales, Dylan Lucas being out of position, we talked about it ad nauseum before starting recording today. Obviously, Hamole Olakau'atu is, I believe, the elephant of the room, even though a lot of attention is focused on Mitch Moses and how he was going to perform in this game. I feel like it is Hamole Olakau'atu that is the elephant in the room here, right?
I've got one. I'm all about justice for Hamole, right? I think everyone knows that was the wrong call, but I've got a tricky one for you.
Yep.
Which Laurie Daly idea? And if you're watching or listening, I want you to drop in the comments what your thought is. Which Laurie Daly idea was worse? Dropping Olakau'atu, not starting Murray, picking Moses, or not playing Uppy? Which is the worst of the four?
It's very close.
Yeah.
I think they all had an impact on how the game turned out. Mm-hmm. I'd still have to say Olakau'atu, right?
I think for sure. Like, I was looking at, like, and this is when I realized, like, I don't know if he knows actually what he's doing. When Adam Fanua-Blake came on, we missed a big boy who can actually bend the line, who can, even if he's on a no run-up, even if he's just running into the line off 2 little trots, he can still consume 3-4 defenders, push the line, get some momentum, get a quick play the ball. It really does. Now Laurie has no justification for Dylan Lucas. And this is what I hate about these kind of smoky, random left field origin selections. If they pay off, the benefit and the glory goes to the coach. If they get burned, that player's origin career gets put in jeopardy. This has happened so many times in the past, especially for New South Wales. Like, Dylan Lucas's confidence is going to be rattled. He didn't look like a confident player out there either, which, fair enough, you're a debutant. Absolutely, you need to take some time to understand and get a feel for the game. But he just didn't show anything that goes, oh, man, thank God we chose Dylan Lucas. But we've seen and know for sure what Hamole can do. So I think there's huge regret and from Laurie and huge frustration from New South Wales fans.
I don't think, like, the attack wasn't great from Dylan Lucas. He didn't get a lot of ball either to show off his attack, but I really think it's the defense, right? Obviously, when you look at the stats, you don't think he had too bad of a defensive game. It was 38 tackles, it was only 2 missed. It was the misreads that really hurt New South Wales. I think when you look at Dylan Lucas, obviously a pretty solid defender at Clubland, he gets moved over to the opposite side of the field, and any back rower that isn't used to defending on a certain side, they're going to have some misreads and they're going to have some issues. I think that Staggs and Cleary obviously tried to compensate for their back rower as well, being one in. When you're defending in the line, if a back rower makes a decision inside you, you've got to go after that decision. Even if it's the wrong decision, you've got to go after it. So if he jams in, the next man has to jam in, and so forth and so on. I feel like that happened a couple of times where Dylan Lucas panicked. He got his body in front, and Cleary then panicked, and then Staggs panicked, and Cleary missed 10 tackles in this game.
I know, man. Cleary, we'll get to Cleary later, but he actually had a genuine shocker, I thought. There's so many defensive misreads there. It was just so bad. But Dylan Lucas, the memory for me that will stick out from Dylan Lucas's first Origin game is missing the tackle on, I think it was Hammer. Hammer was making a run, he grabs his arm and misses, and then there's the first line break, which leads to that unbelievable try from Queensland. And there's the momentum shift. And that's what Origin is. It is a game that is often decided by those, either a key moment of brilliance or a key mistake. You've got to make a tackle there, and it's led to the change in the momentum of the game. And now the loss is not all on Dylan, but the momentum shift is.
Talk to me about the bench. Obviously, Api Coruscant doesn't get onto the field.
Yep.
We saw that Murray didn't have as many minutes as what we probably thought. He probably got around the 50 mark.
Yeah.
I thought Haas needed some more minutes as well, and AFB only got on the field for 10 minutes when we probably didn't need to use him. We probably should have used Api instead.
Mate, what are we doing? Like, that's going to be the question we ask this whole Origin game too. What are New South Wales doing? What was that bench? Why was it used that way? Why did Adam Fanua-Blake come on? I was trying to think, like, okay, so he's chosen mostly small forwards, and then as the game is on the line, like, there's actually a chance to try and break Queensland's defence and get through. He's decided to go with the big body. I couldn't quite understand it. Isn't the better strategy at that late in the game when the players are tired and fatiguing, you bring some pace on, you bring someone who can break down the line, who can spot defenders and work out what's wrong, where someone's out of place or where someone's looking the wrong way or where someone's fatigued, and take advantage of that. That is not what Adam Fanua-Blake brings. And also, as far as I'm aware, that's not a role he's ever really played coming off the bench, right? Like, he's not some power forward that comes off the bench.
He hasn't really played off the bench a lot since being at Manly, really, which is
exactly, which is like almost 10 years ago or 8 years ago. So It was one of the most disgraceful uses of the bench we've ever seen.
I'll throw this at you.
Yeah.
Do you think throwing Adam Fanua-Blake on was more so Laurie going, I don't want to be wrong here about picking him there? I feel like he should have leaned into either the smaller bench or he
Yeah.
should have leaned into having some big boppers on the bench.
But Les, what are we doing here? Like, why? We're talking about the coach of the best team in New South Wales, and we're trying to figure out how he's thinking. And we're projecting like he's worried, or he's got this gut intuition, or and now the more and more decisions that get made, I think we need to reach the conclusion that he just doesn't know what he's doing. So whether he was afraid or not, whether he had an idea or not, what's most important, what's most evident is that Laurie Daly doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, I'd say to think in the mind of Laurie Daly when we talk
Yeah.
about changes for game 2, but I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. It's like, because we could discuss what changes need to be made, but it's like trying to guess like the beautiful mind guy. Like he's looking at this at the chalkboard or whatever, and he's like, it's all these numbers and all these things going on, but it's all nonsense. It's all fantasy. I don't want to get stuck. I feel like I'll become dumber if I start trying to think like him. So let's talk changes, but we should talk like this is the other thing, Les, is like, I know for sure, I cop this criticism all the time. I'm a footy head. I love footy, but I didn't play professionally. I barely played the game. I am a fan first and foremost. So people sometimes say to me, what the hell do you know? You try and be a head coach, then you try and put yourself in that position. I genuinely think I could in this instance. I genuinely think that there is not a hidden knowledge that I don't have here, because there have been so many experts, pundits, analysts, and fans who agree that what Laurie Daly's doing just makes no sense.
So talk about your changes for game 2, right?
Okay.
We're saying Hamole's in.
Oh, mate, he's got to be in.
Yep.
Hamole, like, we must right an injustice. We must reverse the most terrible mistake New South Wales has made by taking out the best back rower in the comp in 2026. He's got to be back in.
Okay.
But will he? Do you think he will?
I just feel like he's too stuck in his ways. I think Laurie Daly is too stuck in his ways. I think that he's set on an idea that, he wants to go for the style of footy that he's playing, which we can't predict ourselves sitting here on the panel.
Yeah, what is the style of footy?
Like,
What is it? What do you think it is, actually?
It's almost like he's gone for that smaller bench,
Yeah.
and he's leaned into that, but then he's sort of covered his ass by picking them forward on the bench
Yeah.
and then using them for a combined total of 10 minutes
Yeah.
for 2 front rowers.
Yeah, crazy.
So-
He doesn't have a unifying idea. You know how, like, I think you and I were talking before we came on the episode of, like, coaches, when they're coming into Origin, they have, I liked what Michael Maguire used to call it. He used to call it campaigns. They're actually campaigns, like it's a team or an army going towards something. There must be a unifying idea. And the only thing I've heard whispers of is like a quote, like stay in the moment or stay present or something like that. Well, they certainly didn't do that. It just looks like a team that is not unified around a key singular idea.
Well, they were playing a good brand of footy in the first 20 minutes. They
Yeah.
couldn't stay into that.
Yeah. And well, that's what I mean. I think you're right, though. When you talk about covering Laurie looks like he's covering his ass. There's a schizophrenic tendency to what he's doing, where it's like, I'm going to go this way and that way. I'm going to have big forwards and little forwards. I'm going to put these debutants in and this experienced guy in, even though he hasn't played in 2 months. Like he's covering. I think covering your ass is the best way to describe it. And an Origin coach shouldn't be trying to cover his ass. Like, an Origin coach shouldn't be trying not to lose. He should have a clear idea of what it's going to take for his team to win.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Sorry, keep going. Keep cutting you off.
Strange in?
Yeah. I think so. I think only because, well, okay, here's why. I still like, even though I'm so on Strange, I'm so all about Strange. Mitch Moses has been a great servant to New South Wales, and he was injured. He got kind of thrown in because they needed that experience or that leadership or that kicking game to take it off Cleary. It didn't work, but it's not necessarily Mitch Moses' fault. So I don't think it's ever diabolical to choose Moses and Cleary. But yes, I want Ethan Strange. I want that Cameron Munster archetype in the New South Wales side, zipping around, dancing around, looking like, sometimes not knowing what he's doing and waiting for the moment to reveal itself to him. But hasn't he shown he's got the grit, character, and dynamic style that's suitable to Origin? So bring him in.
And I think as well, like, the thing that I think Laurie Daly has missed is that Cleary's now used to a Blaze Talungi type of 5'8" now. He's not used to a drone type of 5'8" that's going to play some footy with him and control short side raids.
Yeah.
He's going to be playing with a 5'8" that wants to attack the game, run well, and that's Ethan Strange in this case.
It totally is. We got to bring Strange in. And again, people are like raving about Ethan Strange's 10 minutes. Didn't we look much better when he was on the field?
100%. Yeah. He ran the ball. He was offloading. He was looking really good. So I would pick Ethan Strange. Latrell, would you be bringing him in for cool? Oh, I think it's so unfair on a Tolu Cooler, but I think we need someone that's going to break the game open and be that Latrell Mitchell character, have that fear factor brought into Queensland when Latrell's on the field. What do you think? Is Latrell in?
Okay, so you must have Latrell. Okay, so here's my new strategy on how New South Wales win Game 3.
Yep.
With Laurie Daly as coach, right? So that is the constraint. Laurie Daly is the coach, and we've seen that whatever he's developed, the plan he's developed just doesn't work. The team doesn't look like they know how to win. They don't look like they have the creative ability or creative direction or strategy to win this game.
Yep.
All three of our tries were scored from individual brilliance or luck. It was opportunistic attack.
Yep.
So clearly that means our tactics aren't working. So and that would take a lot of humility from Laurie to go, our tactics aren't working. But if he acknowledges that, the only way New South Wales win this game is with star power. So whoever the stars are, no matter what injuries they've had, bring him in. So yes, we've got to bring in Latrell Mitchell.
Yep.
I also think we need to bring in Tom Trbojevic. We need to bring in anyone who can break a game open. So the three that must come in: 4, Strange, Olakuatu, Latrell Mitchell, Tom Trbojevic.
So Latrell and Turbo are your centers, or is Turbo a fullback?
Well, okay, so I don't even know. I don't care where they are. I actually don't care. It's because it's not about the positioning of the players at the moment hasn't mattered anyway. It's like, get them the ball and make them just it's back to watching under 10s, give it to the gifted kid and make him do something crazy. So I probably would, I feel for Tolu Kola, and obviously I'm a Manly fan and I love him, but he's not the superstar that Latrell Mitchell is. You've got to have Latrell Mitchell in the side if he's available.
Yeah.
So and then I'd be like, because you've got to drop Stags, because that was unfortunate for Coturni, who I love. One of the worst Origin performances I've seen. So much panicking, so many dumb errors. Just to kind of, I feel like he resembled what New South Wales is at the moment under Laurie, which is like, I don't know what to do, so you better try and make something happen. Every opportunity must be forced. You must take advantage of it because you never know what's going to happen next. You're not confident in the game plan. But he has to be dropped, which means, therefore, but let's put Tommy at right centre. Yeah. And I can see we're going next, who plays fullback. I think Tommy right centre, Latrell left centre, which may mean Kohler has to go. But then you ask the question, does Brian To'o or Kohler deserve that spot more on the wing?
I think Casey's more of a shout.
Yeah, Casey's pretty injured, though. He's going to be coming off the injury too.
He is.
Yeah.
But what he was able to do in game 1, he's an Origin player out.
Yeah, but okay, this is what I said to Alex last episode. Casey came on against 12 men. Give Kohler 12 men. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then one more change I want to throw at you for New South Wales is: do you think Robson is under threat purely because of the fact he's not playing enough football in that 9 position? I feel like Appy Coruscant, Blake Brayley, they're going to play the game and they're going to try and find cues and stuff like that. They're going to play some football, where I think Robson's picked off the back of he plays that first 20 minutes and he provides the service. I mean, he just did that for the full 80 minutes, I feel.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, it's not Robson's fault that his coach didn't put him off.
Yeah.
I thought he played a solid game. People are hammering him, but he was gassed.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Put my hand up and say, hey, I can't play for my state? He's going to put all his effort in, and he was just cooked. It's unfair to pin it all on him. You must have Uppy playing. I would think, let's take the juice out of the middle's legs with Robson in.
Yep.
I don't think we need Brayley. I think Robson still deserves a spot, but you've got to play someone who knows how to break down defensive lines. So you've got to put in Uppy Coruscant.
Is it Uppy or is it Blake Brayley?
No, it's Uppy.
Okay.
But Blake's great, but Uppy's got more experience. He's a proven leader. I'd want to see Uppy. Again, I'm just a bit nervy. I'm tired of New South Wales picking guys that should have had the spot but then got injured. We need more than that. We need some guys who are actually fit. And I know that I've mentioned Turbo and Trell, but they're my superstars. Mm-hmm. Brayley and Uppy are not in that same superstar level. So let's get the guy who's fit. So I'd be going with Uppy.
Alrighty, and it's a good little segue into Queensland, I guess, because the first guy I want to talk about is Harry Grant. He was outstanding. I thought that he really found cues and tore us apart. There was one of the tries there. He found an inside shoulder, obviously got the ball out. He is an absolute freak, Harry Grant. And I think we spoke about it in a podcast we had done a couple of weeks ago, just about, maybe Harry Grant is the guy that decides where the ball goes and how the game turns out. What are your thoughts on Api Coruscant?
Harry Grant?
Harry Grant.
I hate him.
New South Wales.
I absolutely hate him. He's too good. He's too damn good. He embarrassed to say. I loved listening to Cam Smith's breakdown of what he was seeing in the moment, like what Harry Grant saw, especially when Nathan Cleary just got absolutely bamboozled by him. He showed like that's the Harry Grant that we probably didn't see in game one.
Yep.
And that's the threat that he is. And that's the thing about Queensland. When we showed weakness, they just attacked us. They went for the jugular and dominated us. They weren't satisfied in just winning. They wanted to pulverize our self-esteem. And that's what Harry Grant's the best at doing that.
Yep.
When you're weak, when you're vulnerable, I'm going to punish you. So, yeah, an unbelievable game. Yeah.
What I wasn't expecting to say, particularly today, but just in general after this game, is that the Sam Walker-Munster halves pairing, so patient.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, okay, let's... Okay. They had unbelievable games as well. Like, there could have been 6 man of the matches last night.
Yep.
Sam Walker, like, I thought actually, I know he got man of the match. I thought Cobbo should have got man of the match, by the way. But Sam Walker had a really great match. He also, though, still had his Sam Walker moments, some missed kicks. There were still opportunities where New South Wales could have taken advantage of Queensland. But what I will say about Walker is he obviously had an amazing game. His kicking game was phenomenal. He stood up to the occasion. How bloody unbelievably clutch kicker he was for those conversions. They were just, every single one was just like a knife in the gut. They were patient. I thought, though, it wasn't just, the patience leads to composure. So Cam Munster's 2 kick tries, the composure in that moment, like it's like, he's totally got ADHD, right? And I have ADHD. And when the pressure's the highest and when it's the most intense, everything slows down for an ADHD brain. And it's like, that's exactly what it was for Cam Munster. When everything was manic and there was an opportunity to score a try, but it needed a pinpoint perfect kick, which recently I feel like his kicking's been a bit off. He just nailed it to perfection on the dot, which led to 2 incredible tries. So they were great. And they did have the composure, yeah.
So with Sam, going back to Sam, Munster was fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Sam Walker, would you argue that had Queensland won game 1, Sam Walker's your man of the match?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this was a justice man of the match for game 1. I think he could have got man. If they won, he would have got man of the match. He still played a really great game. I'm not saying he wasn't unworthy. Yeah.
Is he your favourite right now for the Wally?
Dude, this is my scandalous prediction. I think it will never happen, but I genuinely believe that I don't think it's ever happened, that Selwyn Cobbo should get Wally Lewis. He's playing like a second fullback. He's doing nothing wrong. How many tackle busts did he have? How many line breaks did he have? 200 running meters. He's playing unbelievable. So I think it's going to go to Sam Walker. But I generally think if he has another game like that, Selwyn Cobbo has had 3 unbelievable performances for Queensland.
I think, do you know who you need to credit this performance to? It's the Dolphins.
Absolutely,
I mean,
man.
Playing reserve grade at the back end of last year, Selwyn Cobbo for the Brisbane Broncos, and then comes into that Dolphins squad. No guarantee of a spot either. He wasn't really in the plans at the start of the year. It was Bostock on that wing, obviously, before the injury, and works his way into the team and has played some great footy over the last month or so, and comes into this Origin side. 2 games, he's probably been arguably in the top 5 players for both.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I generally think it will never happen because I don't know why, but he's playing fantastic footy for Queensland. He's been so reliable. Everything he's done has been great. Okay, so let me go back to you, though. So who do you think should be Wally Lewis, or who do you think's been the best performer so far in the series?
For me, it's Sam. I as I said, I think that he would have been the man of the match in game 1 had Queensland kept that lead and won.
Yeah.
I just feel like the way that he's playing in this Origin arena, it's even different to what he's doing at Clubland as well. He's a lot more calculated. The game sort of feels like it even slows down for him a little bit at certain stages. Some of the kick options for him, his short kicking game in particular, is so good. And I just feel like him and Munster, it's a pass pairing I thought would not go well because they're both quite, attack the game sort of halves. Not one of them's really that structured halfback.
Yeah.
But Sam Walker's doing that role, and he's doing it really well.
Yeah, it's really annoying because he's the reserve halfback. He's not even meant to be playing, and he's dominating us. Again, going back to New South Wales, why aren't we running everyone at him? Like, why aren't we? If he's got one vulnerability, it's his size. and we're just not taking advantage of that. He's having a great series, but New South Wales are allowing him to have a great series.
Yep.
Like, he is definitely stepping up, but there's so much more that New South Wales could be doing to throw him off his game, to take him out of his game, to exhaust him, to hurt him. This is Origin. Like, what are we doing? Like, this guy shouldn't be getting it. He shouldn't be this confident after 2 games.
If I'm Tom Dearden sitting on the lounge, I am pretty scared that I'm going to lose.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think I don't think he's getting it back.
Unless unless Queensland win this series and then Munster goes out on a high and retires.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
I think Dearden will be okay. Like, his future will be okay because he'll be the future 6.
Yep.
So, because Walker's clearly making a great case to be the future 7 for 10 years. Yeah.
I want to give a shout out.
Yeah.
Trent Liero. He's a guy I thought we probably wouldn't see in this game.
Yeah.
He came on, played
my
40
least
minutes.
favourite player. Trent. I hope we never meet each other because you'll bash me, but I do not like you as a player.
I think it's pretty commonplace with Melbourne Storm players in general. But,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, he came on. We thought he was not going to come into the game. He was the first change in this one. He played 40 minutes. I thought he was damaging through the middle as well. I thought he had a really strong game. And that try, it speaks to Queensland, the forwards, pushing up on the ball. And a lot of their opportunities came on that.
What do you think? Like, I feel like one of the biggest differences between Queensland and New South Wales is that line speed.
Yep.
They're running out, they're sprinting out, and we're nowhere. They're getting so many easy meters. Did you see that in the game?
If you told me that Kurt Capewell was going to be the biggest threat on kick chase, I wouldn't have believed you. But he has been for the past 2 series.
Yeah, it's killing me, man.
Past 2 games. He's been unreal. But look, Trent Liero for me was big. I actually thought that Plath and Cotter were outstanding. And I think if they don't have those 2 players, they probably don't get the ascendancy that they did through the middle of the field.
Well, that's it. How are we losing to them in the middle? If we chose some big forwards as well, how do we lose that?
We got out Murrayed and Radleyed, I think. Do you agree?
Go and break that down.
So Laurie's obviously come down with this plan of having these 2 small forwards on the bench, leg speed, bit of an offload, just to really create a bit of an uneasy sort of defence with Queensland and throw them off guard, fatigue their middles, all right?
Yeah.
I feel like with, Plath coming off the bench and then, Cotter moving into that more front row role, they just played footy at us.
Yeah.
They offload, they leg speed, Plath moving into halfback at a stage as well defensively for a couple of minutes when Munster came off. I think both of those guys just through the middle of the field with their leg speed, they got what New South Wales wanted to do to Queensland out of us.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, that's fair enough. There's a couple of moments where I feel like Plath was great. I actually thought it was going to be a vulnerability moving Cotter to lock, even though that's his position. I just felt like he's overperformed as on the edge out there for Queensland. So I've always felt like when he puts on that Queensland jersey and he's in the second row, he's played amazingly, and I thought they were going to have a spot there. But they didn't, and he actually played great through the middle. Yeah, this is crazy that they did. I think it's a good analysis that they out-Radleyed and out-Murrayed them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man.
Tino as well. Congratulations to him. Obviously a tough week.
Yeah.
Losing his father throughout the week for Eddie Faisal-Malawi. And he comes in, Munster's been in a pretty similar situation. So I feel like even Munster went to another level off the back of that. They obviously had Jairo in camp as well. So there's a lot that this Queensland side was playing for.
Yeah. But and so obviously there's the delicate, sensitive situation of Tino's father passing. And that's obviously going to bring motivation. Queenslanders will say this, and New South Wales fans and players will say it, but they don't live it. You shouldn't need motivation. You know how there was talk about Laurie's speeches not being motivating? You shouldn't need it. Like, you don't need to be amped up. Like, you should come at a level of the word, I think they call it, I'm going to say it, arousal. There should be a level of arousal, I'll say it one more time, arousal that you have as an athlete when you enter into a competitive environment. And we don't have that. When we came out in the second half, because when you come out into the second half, it doesn't matter what's happened in the week.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if you're playing for to honour your father's legacy. It doesn't matter if you're playing to honour the legacy of a former teammate. It's second half. 40 minutes have been played. You're now adapting to what's happening in the game.
Were you saying that New South Wales was limp?
Yeah, there was no arousal. They were very, very limp. We were limp. I'm a New South Wales fan, and I go for the limp boys. Yeah.
No Walsh in this game. He was 2 seconds from coming to the field.
I love that little bit. Like, he's on the mic, and he's like, yes, boss. I'm going to do it for you, Billy. I'm finally going to win your approval back. And then Billy's like, sorry. No, you're just a Queenslander, but you're not going on the field. That wasn't a fart, by the way. I just moved my my butt cheeks on the chair. So I got distracted by my own gag. It was. I thought, oh, geez, if he comes on, Oh, by the way, we haven't talked about Ponga.
Yeah, Ponga was
Ponga
good.
was insane.
Ponga
was
good.
lethal.
I think as well, like, Ponga didn't need to do too much just with how, Walker and Munster and Harry Grant, they were all
But
attacking us
every
through the
time he
middle.
had the game, every time he had the ball, he looked
was good.
absolutely threatening. And how good was that scrum set play?
Oh, mate.
Oh,
Seriously.
Oh, that was gorgeous.
Seriously,
But you know
mouth-watering
what?
stuff.
I do feel like Nathan's sprinted out.
Mm.
If he's sprinting out, he's got to take his man. Like, I feel like in defence last night, and Nathan I've been a huge advocate for. I still think he'll go down as immortal. He could still turn around game 3 and kill it for New South Wales. But he missed that again.
Yep.
Like, that was bad. If you're going to sprint out like that, which he often does, and he usually does it perfectly, or the ball doesn't go out there, but he shuts down the attack.
Yeah.
He's got to make that tackle. But in any case, I actually love that play because when I was analysing it, even if Sammy Walker's pass doesn't need to be perfect because there was the depth. It's not like if that ball goes to ground, Ponga's still there to be able to pick it up. Like there's no one around. So it actually looked like a high risk play, but there was a lot of margin of error there. He did execute it perfectly in any case, but Ponga's pace, oh man, yeah, unbelievable try.
Did really well there. I will say on the Cleary thing, like just watching a couple of the highlights and the game replays at work. I was watching the 95 game, game 2, I think, when we lost the series there to Queensland, a series we probably shouldn't have lost. I feel like Cleary's very Joey in that sense. Like if the game's sort of on the back foot, they sort of use their defense to get back into the game.
Yeah.
And Cleary was flying over the line there. There was like a set in particular from that 95 game where like I think Joey made 3 tackles in a row in one of their sets, just coming out of marker and icing the guy every single time. It's very Joey, isn't it?
Yeah, and I love that about Nathan. I thought he did show leadership and try. Like, when he ran, I think it was Lindsay Collins or who did he? There was it was Cobbo in the first half, or maybe I can't remember when this happened now. But Cobbo's making a kick return and running full pelt, and Nath just goes for him, and he gets bumped off, but he holds him up, and it's just the bravery and the courage that you want. Yep. And these are the moments that I feel like people are missing about Nathan Cleary. Okay, yes, I think he had one of his worst Origin games that he's had. But he's still a champion. He's still trying to do the best for his team. I do think there needs to be a tactical change.
Yep.
Nathan needs to be getting the ball earlier. So I'm not trying to excuse Nathan's performance. I think it was really bad. But yeah, I see of course the Joey comparisons because they're on equal levels of greatness. But Nathan needs this series win.
Jojo Fafita. Good. I feel like he's a guy that a lot of people were saying, probably get him out for game 2 just because, had Murray Taulagi available and a couple of other guys that were ready to come back into this side. Him aerially was such a big threat and it almost puts Toto under a little bit of selection pressure.
Yeah, I hate to be saying this because Toto's first game was abysmal. One of the worst he's ever put in. This game, he was average. Like, he wasn't great. He wasn't terrible, but he was average. And I was going to, really go, maybe we should drop him. But he did lead for run meters. He did lead, I think, for tackle bus as well for us. He put in the effort. But he's no longer a lock. But I think this is another issue here, Les. Like, Queenslanders don't do this. They don't, after a loss, go, how many changes do we need to make? Who do we need to pick and choose and put in? And now, naturally, New South Wales has more options. So we're afforded that luxury of inspecting who could go in. But when Queensland are choosing Jojo Fafita, who did have a great game, but no one thought, oh, wow, yeah, Jojo Fafita, he's going to light it up in Origin and score an amazing try or whatever, and be a very solid and serviceable player. For New South Wales, like we you and I, well, right now I've cut most of the back line. Like we need more than that. We don't just need talent. We need culture. We need direction. We need someone who knows what they're doing in the head coaching role. And I think this is bigger than just Laurie. So I don't want to hammer the assistant coaches, but what are they doing? How are they helping Laurie make those decisions? If he's not, I don't imagine Laurie as a domineering presence. I would imagine he's a very collaborative leader. So what advice are they giving to him? And then the biggest question I think is, what is New South Wales Rugby League doing? Like, why was Laurie the coach chosen? Was there anyone who was like, yes, we've got Laurie Daly, who already had a track record of failure in Origin? Amazing bloke, from all reports, a fantastic fella, an unbelievable Origin player, but playing Origin, being a great bloke, is not the same as being an excellent Origin coach. So why did New South Wales Rugby League choose to put him in? They've almost fed him to the Sharks because he is no match for Billy Slater.
If New South Wales lose the series, is he
Oh,
out?
totally, he's out. I think he's already put up his hand and goes, if Ivan, he's giving his job to Ivan if Ivan wants it.
Because Ivan's obviously, there's another year gap. I want to throw a name at you, Boyd Cordner.
Yeah, Boyd Cordner could be good. But anyone's better. What I'm saying here is anyone's better.
I don't know if that's fully the case.
Well, tell
Purely
me someone who would be worse than Laurie Daly. That's a
So this is why I think you've got to pick someone that's attuned to the modern game.
yeah.
I feel like Laurie being picked in this side, he
Yeah.
hasn't watched a lot of the modern game. Like even talking about the back row and talking about when Ethan Stranger's going to come onto the field, just little things like that. I feel like Laurie Daly hasn't watched a lot of the modern game and how it's played. I feel like he's trying to go to that level. With picking the smaller bench.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's sort of tried to pick to the modern game, but hasn't actually watched a lot of the modern game to coach to it. Whereas Boyd Cordon has played in somewhat of the modern game. He's played in the last 5 years.
So, I don't think you need to have played. I think in the modern game, I think Laurie would have watched a lot of the modern game, but to be a student of it and actually understanding it, I think that's a fair assessment. I actually thought I was on the bridge coming into to shoot today, and I thought Laurie chose a squad that could work in 2019.
Yep.
He chose a team that could probably get a result in 2019. The game is not in 2019 anymore. It's completely different.
Madge has coached in a side in the last 5 years. Boyd's been in the Roosters system of late. Slater has been in the Melbourne system, obviously. So has Cameron Smith. So has JT's been in, I think he's doing some work with the Cowboys. So these guys are still around the game, Whereas Laurie Daly has not been around the game.
He's been in media. Yeah, I get it. I think it's a fair assessment. So if you're looking for a great resource on rugby league analysis and how the game is played, Mike Mihal Wood, I might be saying his middle name, Mike Mihal Wood, Mike Wood. It's got a Substack where he breaks down his analysis of the game is amazing. And he talks about how Laurie Daly is thick.
Yep.
Like that Billy Slater knows exactly how to beat New South Wales if they play Yo at lock and have Nathan Cleary at halfback. So what he does, and I might butcher this a little bit, but essentially when Yo gets the ball at first receiver, it becomes a trigger for the Queensland defence to become like an umbrella. So if they're a flat line, they just rush out on the edges and it shuts down the play, which is why people are like, why isn't Kohler getting more involved in the game? He's never getting the ball because the umbrella just comes. So like what needs to happen is that, and then they say, oh, because Cleary likes to play like that at Penrith, he likes a bit more time behind the ball, behind Yo. I've refused to believe that Nathan Cleary is a presence and a personality in the dressing room who says to the coach, if we don't play like this, like the Penrith way with Yo and then at first receiver and playing at lock, if we don't play like that, then I'm not playing, like it's not going to work. Nathan Cleary is a champion and a humble bloke. He's going to adjust to whatever the game plan needs to be. Billy has it completely figured out. If you want to, for Origin, if you want to play like Penrith, you need the Penrith system, the Penrith squad, and the Penrith coach. We don't have that. I reckon Freddie made the same mistakes as well. Stop trying it. Billy knows how to work that out. It's been happening for 5 games. It's not new. Watch it if you're watching the next game and we do it. That umbrella shape where they sprint him from the edge. That's why we're not getting to the edges.
Yep.
So where was I going with that? Oh, what I was saying is it's not even that Laurie's not attuned to the modern game. He's not attuned to Billy's tactics. Like it's just firstly work on that, then work on the modern game part. So in terms of a new coach, Boyd Cordner, again, I feel like it's a 1-year thing. So you're throwing and if you know you're going to lock in Ivan, yeah, you could put in someone like him. There's not many other options really. So I don't hate the idea, but it's not like he's got this huge coaching pedigree either.
I just feel like because he's been the skipper of the side before and he has that presence already around the boys. A lot of the boys that are in camp now have played with him.
Yeah.
I feel like that aura is more what they're looking for in that coaching role. You need someone that's going to buoy up the boys.
Yeah.
And then the assistant coaches do the tactical work.
Yeah.
Similar to Queensland. Like Josh Hannay for a long time was the analytical coach in Queensland. Billy Slater just buoyed the boys. He was around camp. So was JT. So was Cam Smith. All these guys in and around the boys as if they're in the squad themselves.
Yeah.
And then when the final, before the first whistle blows and they're in the dressing rooms, Billy Slater's the one that gets them ready for that game.
Yeah. I've got a left field candidate for New South Wales. What about Seabold? No. What about Desi Hasler? What about another Manly coach that's been washed?
Oh, I don't know. That makes me shiver. Mate,
let's bring in Seabold. I heard someone commented on one of my posts that Laurie Daly is New South Wales' Seabold.
That's so rough.
It's rough, eh?
That's pretty rough.
To both fellas, sorry, boys.
Mate, Queensland, I don't think they're making any changes.
Why would you need to? Yeah, who do you want?
Let me throw you a name to be brought into the squad.
Yeah.
Dave Fafita.
Why? They're winning.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like Fini Fuiaki. He's just gonna be sitting there watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But he's just that destructive guy. He's been in good form.
Yeah.
I feel like the reason he hasn't been in the squad the first 2 games is purely because he's been injured. He's had a really good start to the year. Scored tries. He scored 2 tries in his last 2 games.
I reckon Billy. I reckon Billy would feel here's my sense. No complete speculation.
Yep.
That he's lazy in defence.
Yes.
Yeah, and Queensland is all about. If you've look how hard they're working. Anyway, but
Yeah. Look.
who would you drop him for? Who are you putting in for feeder for?
I'd just have him on the 6-man bench. I'd probably bring out a Murray Talangi just because I feel like Queensland have enough cover in and around their side. They've got versatility in their back line where you can just throw him in on the 6-man and you don't have to use him. But
I would love to see Fafita.
Yeah.
As a good New South Wales fan, by the way, I would love. I reckon we would take advantage of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So I hate it, Les. I hate that take. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That is our analysis of the game. Any last words from you?
I believe New South Wales fans are owed an apology. I think that they need to accept that they've messed it up on numerous levels, not just on the coaching staff, but the tactics and some of the personnel. Put up your hand and say, hey, we're sorry, we got it wrong. We are owed an apology. We have been wronged. And no one has been more wronged than Homole Olakau'atu. There must be justice for Homole Olakau'atu. If that's what I'm leaving you with. Even though there was so much more to talk about, we broke down the game. Thank you, Les. Homole Olakau'atu must be in the squad for Game 3. Thanks for watching for this part. We're going to jump into the odds with Jimmy. Let's do it. All right, here we are with Jimmy from Bet365, here to talk all things Origin and the round ahead. What's going on, Jimmy?
I wish we were here after a Blues win, but
I'd like to be happy. Yeah,
we've got a decider. That's one of the most exciting things in rugby league. So let's talk all things Origin 3.
Cool.
So we're heading up to Suncorp, and to no surprise, the Queenslanders come in as the favourites for this game. They're currently $1.50 with us, and we've got New South Wales at $2.60.
No shock there, right?
Absolutely not. As a Blues fan, I tend to be biased, but I can definitely understand why Queensland deserve to be favourites. Just a few stats regarding the Suncorp Stadium. So obviously Queensland hold a great record there. They've won 20 of 29 games at Suncorp since 2003. But surprisingly, the Blues have actually won the past 2 games at Suncorp, including the 2024 decider, which was that thrilling game, low-scoring affair there.
Yeah.
So a little bit of hope there for the Blues fans. I'm certainly hoping that we can win 3 in a row at Suncorp. That'd be somewhat amazing.
We need it. We're going to need it. We're going to need some magic or something.
So let's talk the Wally Lewis medal. So you and
I've got a smoky. Anyway, yeah.
So you and Les had a great chat there about who you believe should be the favourites.
Yeah.
And currently, it's to no surprise, we've got Sammy Walker at $2.25. Prior to Game 2, he was actually $18. So if you were a Queensland believer and a Sam Walker believer, you could have got on him at that heightened price there.
Insane, yeah.
Behind Sammy Walker, we've got Nathan Cleary, Game 1 man of the match at $3.75. And then after that, it drops down to Cameron Munster at $9. And then one of the biggest surprises, Selwyn Cobbo's at $13.
Yeah, for a winger.
Yeah. And the last winger to win the Wally Lewis medal
so it's happened before?
Dane Gagai in 2017.
I generally think it's a real shot. He's played amazing. Yeah.
I actually thought he deserved man of the match yesterday.
Yes, that's what I said before. Yeah.
He's a huge price there at $13.
Yeah.
And then below them, next up, we've got Ethan Strange at 19 and then Kalen Ponga at 21. Just 2 guys I wanted to highlight there.
Ponga's been looking real good too, man.
I think the Game 1 send-off's going to factor in a lot to that, but he was sensational yesterday. Every time he got the ball, he really threatened our right edge there and tore us.
And I reckon he redeemed his Game 1 errors,
So that's all things Origin 3. That's going to be July 8th up at Suncorp. So we've got 3 weeks till that game. Yeah. But let's look ahead to likewise. So let's look ahead to the NRL round.
Yep.
All kicks off again tomorrow, Friday Night Football up at McDonald Jones Stadium. We've got the Knights taking on the Dragons. So the Knights are clear favourites there at $1.25 and the Dragons are at $4. With the Knights, they currently sit 7th on the ladder, but they are equal with several teams on 20 points.
Yeah.
So it's a really important game for them to keep them within that top 4 push.
And there's a key player coming back this week for them?
Yeah, we do have Bradman Best coming back, who has never let the Blues down, I will say. So he's a potential option at left centre.
Yeah.
So he's available for that game.
They look so good with him, by the way.
Yes, agreed. As is Dylan Lucas will back up, and I know he was somewhat disappointing last night, but I'm actually
he'll do good. in his actual position, he'll look really good.
I'm expecting him to bounce back and score a try against the Dragons. So he's at $2.50 there. He's been on a tear for the Knights on that left edge, and he previously scored against the Dragons earlier this season. So he's my favourite try scorer from that game. So let's go to Saturday. We can't not talk about Manly.
Manly, yeah.
So the Seagulls take on the Doggies up at Allianz Stadium. So the Dogs are outsiders at $3. Manly are at $1.40. And Manly are a sneaky chance to potentially move to second spot if they come up with a win here.
That'd be insane, yeah.
Obviously, Doggies are a bit out of whack. They haven't been clicking on with their attack. And Manly, since obviously Fosball have come in, have been amazing. So my favourite try scorer there, this is purely vibes only. I'm going Homoli.
Yeah, bro.
Homoli.
I mean, that's not an outrageous one. Yeah, that's
Homoli
that's
at $2.65. I reckon he's going to be super motivated.
And don't forget who's back. Tommy Turbo.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Tommy Turbo. Yeah. And I feel like first time him and Jake are co-captaining, so that's a special moment for the Trbojevic family.
Very
but
cute.
I feel like Homoli can definitely push himself back into that Blues starting side. So he's my favourite try scorer there. And let's finish off with Sunday afternoon. We've got 3 games on Sunday, but I'm going to feature 2 games here. We've got the Melbourne Storm taking on the Raiders. So the Melbourne Storm found a bit of form of late. The Origin players are expected to back up. They're at $1.37. They're just 2 wins outside the top 8, so they've got no margin for error there. And
that's the Storm. Yeah.
Storm, yeah.
And they're 4 from 5 games.
Correct, yeah. Hot. And the Raiders are $3.11. I feel like this is do or die for the Raiders.
On till day. Yeah.
So my favourite try scorer from that game is Suafarlongo. He's at $1.72.
Yeah.
He's got a good record against the Raiders. He scored a try in his past 2 games against them. So I feel like he's a great chance to cross the stripe. And then to finish things up, we've got Sunday night game. We've got the Chooks versus the Sharks. Both teams are equal on 20 points. They're in that log jam there. So again, a huge game for both teams.
Do you think the Origin players will back up?
Well, last game against the Storm, when the Roosters played the Storm, they both backed up.
Yeah.
And the Sharks played Manly after the first game. Their stars didn't play, but I feel like they've got a longer chance, longer recovery period here.
Okay.
So the Roosters are favourites at $1.54, and the Sharks are at $2.50. I feel like that's a little disrespectful to the Sharks who've been red hot of late. 4 wins in a row, I believe.
Yeah, and is Hines back or no? Do we know?
I think he's on the extended bench.
So he might not play because they've been in form. It's not about Hines. They've just been in great form without him in. So it might be a disruption if he's in it.
Playing really tough
They're
football.
playing great footy.
Yeah. My favourite try score from that game is Ronaldo Mulatalo. He's at $2, and he scored 5 tries in his last 5 games against the Chooks. So I feel like he's a great chance to score a try on that left wing.
Love it, mate.
Awesome. So if we multi those 4 try scorers, we've got Dylan Lucas, Homole Olakau'atu, Suafarlongo, and Ronaldo Mulatalo.
What's coming in at, mate?
$22.80.
That's amazing.
Great price
value,
there.
Mate.
And just a reminder that NRL injury protection is available on all games this round.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Thank you, everyone, for listening or watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like, share, whatever the algorithm loves. I am a slave to it, so please serve my master and help us out. We'll see you next week. We'll be back recording on Wednesday.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.